bottom line is we're too available. Our ego insists that we be available at the touch of a text or Facebook or phone call or email. And we don't guard our time and energy and space as well as we would if we had a physical office with a door on it. We take the office home with us. And for some of us, that's necessary at certain times. For some of us, we've sold ourselves the lie that that makes us more flexible. But a lot of times we just feel like we have to be responding to the urgent because nobody can handle it like us. But unless you're in an organ business, a transplant business, a blood supply business, most of us are not in a life urgent situation thing where we can't step away from availability for 2 or 3 hours. One thing I love to say about balance and success, just in general, is it's in the eye of the beholder, meaning me. I get to define what balance looks like for me. My balance is going to look different than your balance. I have 4 kids ranging from age 9 to 21, one with special needs. We do a combination of private school, college, homeschool, and public school. We're involved in theater arts and tumbling and very active in our church life and immediate family, et cetera, et cetera. So mine's going to look different than yours, and that's okay. We've got to quit expecting everyone to fit into a formula and judging them if they don't. We've got to worry more about the business in our own life than everybody else's business. And that is to stop worrying about them judging, but then it also means we've got to stop comparing. Comparison will steal your joy. It's suicide on the installment plan. It will defeat you every time. It will either defeat you or give you false pride. A lot of us are not doing something because we're afraid of the invisible audience. So the invisible audience is a concept that starts when we're preteens. Once you hit like 11, there's this invisible audience of everybody will be laughing at me. Mom, don't kiss me in front of my friends. What will they say? It's the invisible they. It's the everybody. It's the everybody says when really it was one kid that made some kind of snarky comment that may or may not even have been taken out of context. Well, with social media and with our own self-imposed narcissism and worry and fear of judgment because of how judgmental we are of everyone else, this is now carrying into adulthood. I think we used to outgrow this, but now we carry around this invisible audience with us everywhere. And I think for a lot of us, it is sabotaging great work we can do, or bold moves we can make, or big asks we can ask. I think we have to sometimes, this is an old improv actor trick, but you sometimes have to believe as if before it can ever happen. So the Bible says, as a man thinketh, right? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And that's the core of all what people call positive thinking. We have to believe it in order to fulfill it, because if we don't believe it, it can never be fulfilled. And even if it is fulfilled, we cannot embrace it and we sabotage it. Think of lottery winners and people that lose and regain weight, or that divorce and they go through that same pattern over and over with the same kind of relationships. We have to believe it first. Changing your mind about who you are or who you aren't, or what you can do or what you can't do, or what you do deserve or don't deserve. That's the core of all personal development that leads to any kind of greatness, in my opinion. The fear is because you've heard the one voice or the one person that raised their eyebrow. And we used to outgrow it because we hung out with adults, but now we're online and people are so brave to be trolls and to be ugly and to speak up that one negative book review out of 300 can sink you for days. Well, the fact is that's the same way about positive people. The one that's outspoken, there are probably 5,000 that are not telling you how great you are or how valid you are or how, XYZ you are. But we tend to magnify the invisible audience of the critics because of the one person that was that had that toxicity, that did speak up. So as a result, before we hit publish or post or submit, we have that fear and we let them keep our good work from the world. And that's tragic. That's really, really tragic.
If you enjoy this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. And to stay updated on everything that the Action Catalyst is up to, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Action Catalyst Podcast and on Twitter at Catalyst_Action. And thanks for listening.